On the 591st day of the war in Ukraine, the fighting was concentrated in these areas. Russian forces have recently increased their offensive operations on the Ukrainian positions in Kupyansk and Luhansk fronts. The Russian army is attacking in three directions: to the northeast and east of Kupyansk in the vicinity of Klishchiivka and Klishchiivka, as well as east of Makivka in Luhansk front. According to official Ukrainian sources, northeast of Kupyansk, the defending Ukrainian forces managed to repel at least 10 Russian attacks during the last 24 hours. Russian sources speak of a progress near Klishchiivka and claim that their forces managed to advance up to 6 kilometers in this direction. However, this is not the first time that the pro-Russian sources make such claims without being based on any evidence. In fact, the only confirmed news regarding the territorial changes on this front speaks of an advance of the Ukrainian forces in the forest west of Lyman Pershyi. Footage posted by the Russian media shows that the Russian artillery shelled the areas west of Lyman Pershyi using their TOS-1A systems, confirming the Ukrainian advance in this area. In Luhansk front, the Russian army appears to have shifted the attention away from the Novoprokopivka sector, where despite the efforts, the Russian forces could not break through the Ukrainian defenses. Now, the Russian command is aiming to advance to the northeast of Makivka, where the Russian army is attacking in large numbers and is also seen using many armored units. According to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, today the Ukrainian forces managed to stop 5 Russian attacks in this direction. It seems that here, the Russian forces made a small advance of about 2 square kilometers after capturing some tree lines in the northeast of Makivka, but apparently, Russians have paid a very high price for this advance. Yesterday, Ukrainian sources claimed that in the past 48 hours, Ukrainian forces managed to destroy many tanks during the heavy battles on this part of the front. According to them, in an area of about 2 square kilometers, the Ukrainians destroyed 10 Russian tanks, including the T-90M breakthrough tank, which continues to struggle making any breakthroughs against the Ukrainian defense. In these photos, we can see the scale of the massive losses that the Russian forces are taking during their offensive operations in Luhansk front. On Bakhmut front, battles continue near the railway in the direction of Klishchiivka and Andriivka. Geolocated footage published by Russian sources shows that Ukrainian forces continue to expand their control and manage to clear more defensive positions north of Klishchiivka, where both sides continue conducting offensive operations. While in the direction of Andriivka, Ukrainian forces continue their work expanding the bridgehead across the railway northeast of the village. Ukrainian sources and some pro-Russian sources confirm that Ukrainian forces cleared more Russian positions along the forest lines to the east of the railway. The Russian and Ukrainian forces continue to engage in clashes in the vicinity of Andriivka, south and east of the village. According to Ukrainian sources, their drone units are currently engaged in striking the tunnels and dugout positions situated east and south of this village. On Zaporizhzhia front, battles continue in the vicinity of Verbove and Novoprokopivka. Ukrainian forces expanded their control on the western flank by capturing a line of fortified trenches a few kilometers northeast of Kopani. Today, Russian sources published footage of their artillery shelling the Ukrainian soldiers inside the trenches, confirming their advance in this direction. Based on geolocated footage, it has been verified that the Ukrainian forces also made a slight advance in the areas east of Novoprokopivka. According to Ukrainian sources, Ukrainian soldiers are now advancing towards the Russian trenches situated on the nearby heights. North of Novoprokopivka, the situation remains unclear. Geolocated footage proves that the Ukrainian forces have made attempts to advance on the northern parts of the town, advancing from their positions in the fortifications south of Robotine. However, it is still unclear if Ukrainians have established a presence inside the northern parts of the town. Today, the Ukrainian artillery conducted the massive shelling over the Russian positions inside Novoprokopivka. Furthermore, they utilized the range and precision of their HIMARS systems to strike and destroy the Russian artillery in the rear. Ukrainian sources published this footage of the destruction of a TOS-1A MLRS of the Russian army. In the last 48 hours, at least 4 more Russian artillery systems and another air defense system were destroyed in the area south of Novoprokopivka and east of Verbove. Friends, if you like my daily updates, I kindly ask you to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as this will greatly help the channel to reach a wider audience. That's all for today's update. Thank you to my Patreon supporters and have a great day.